Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. So, we are discussing from Bhagavad Gita 9.2. You're okay with this? Like, yeah. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Midamuttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. Yes, read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation: This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
So now, joyfully perform that one, I think. Let's see. So we discussed yesterday about this, right? There's two things we discussed, and what Narada Muni also we discussed. So Narada boy, the whole thing was that the Narada boy, he actually got to associate with Bhakti Vedantis for 4 months. And when he was staying, then he assisted his mother in serving them. And also he would wash, like what Prabhupada was mentioning, that he would wash dishes and he wanted to taste the remnants of their food which they've taken. So like that, he got association and service, and also got the chista. Chista means the food which they honored, they took it, so remnants of that. So because of that, he also developed the ruchi, the taste for hearing and chanting. So this is what happens when you associate with pure devotees, the Vaishnavas who are very much Krishna conscious. By serving them, by associating with them, you will also develop taste for hearing and chanting. So this is one of the very powerful process. If you want to develop taste for chanting and reading and hearing or any devotional aspect, associate with devotees who have taste for them. It's a simple way to do that. Like when you come and chant with devotees in temple, no, they're chanting very sincerely, so you'll also develop taste for chanting actually. But when we just stay at our home, and we are chanting alone, and we may not, have much association, then our chanting sometimes doesn't improve much, also. So this is one of the way also. No, I'm not. Somebody may have situation where he's remotely situated. Sometimes he may not be able to get, but so that he can still chant and he can still develop taste. What I'm saying is that this is the process, association. So if you want to develop in any quality, in any aspect of devotion service, look for devotees who are excelling in that, and that way you'll also develop taste, for that. So that's why associating with pure Vaishnavas, very sincere Vaishnavas who are very sincerely striving to be Krishna conscious, is very contagious. So you'll also develop Krishna consciousness by that. So say the great devotees relish the taste of unceasing devotional service to the Lord by hearing and chanting, and Narada gradually developed the same taste. See, by associating with the sages, Narada got the taste for hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, and he developed a great desire for devotional service. Same way, if you want to develop taste for preaching, then associate with those who are always thinking of preaching, expanding Krishna consciousness movement, spreading the message of Gita and Bhagavatam. You'll also develop taste for that. So we should, just like in school also, sometimes when one fellow is weak in his studies, another fellow is very sharp. So only teachers, they want him to make more progress in his studies, and they put them together. And by seeing that fellow very good in studies, he also develops some taste for chatting for that studies. In material things also it works actually. So why not in spiritual realm also? So it's very, very important principle actually. Then he says, yeah. So so basically the pratyaksha agam dharmam, that's what is describing. But how by performing devotional service one can practically experience, one can have a practical realization of one's advancement. So Narada boy, he could practically experience that how he developed taste for hearing and chanting. Okay, read further the word dharmyam. Who will read? You'd like to read, Chaitanya? You can read loud. It will be
sure. The word dharmyam means the path of religion. Narada was actually a son of a maidservant. He had no opportunity to go to school. He was simply assisting his mother, and fortunately his mother rendered some service to the devotees. The child Narada also got the opportunity and simply by association achieved the highest goal of all religion. The highest goal of all religion is devotional service as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Save Pumsham Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adokshaje. Religious people generally do not know that the highest perfection of religion is the attainment of devotional service. As we have already discussed in regard to the last verse of chapter 8, Vedesu Yajnesu Tapasyu Chaiva, generally Vedic knowledge is required for self-realization. But here, although Narada never went to the school of the spiritual master and was not educated in the Vedic principles, he acquired the highest results of Vedic study. This process is so potent that even without performing the religious process regularly, one can be raised to the highest perfection. How is this possible? This is also confirmed in Vedic literature. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. One who is in association with great acharyas, even if he is not educated or has never studied the Vedas, can become familiar with all the knowledge necessary for realization.
See, this is explaining about dharmyam. So come, sorry, pratyakshavangamam dharmyam. So dharmyam is being explained. So yesterday we read it, but just a little bit explanation. So this is the highest perfection of religion, devotional service, because one is promoted to the highest stage or highest perfection of religion one actually gets, like Save Pumsa Paro Dharma, Yado Bhakti Radhokshaje. So it's the highest perfection of religion when we are chanting and we are hearing. So sometimes we may not know many Sanskrit verses, many rituals of the Vedas. We might have not even read also. So many Vedas are there. You may find that people who are Veda Vadaratas, those who may be very well versed in Vedic scriptures also. They may be doing karma kanda. They may know all the mudras and pujas and meters and everything very nicely. We may not be knowing all that. We might have just grown in a school which is kind of modern, and we hardly got any Gurukul training or any kind of Vedic study. But if we come to devotional service, if you are performing Krishna consciousness, you are actually surpassing all that rituals, and you don't have to. It is understood that you have done all that. It's already done. You don't have to. Like suppose you were poor, you did not, but suddenly you got a lottery, you got crores of rupees. So it is not that first you have to become, millionaire, then billionaire. No, you are already now, having billions and billions of dollars. Suddenly you got it. Same way when somebody gets Krishna consciousness, he already is, he's already average, above average, rich, and it's already there. The same way, if somebody is performing devotional service, then it actually is understood to be that he is having the highest perfection of religion. So, because we have attained the devotional service, but that is the purpose of any religion. The whole purpose of religion is what? To help you attain love of God. So, devotional service puts you in that track of awakening your love for Krishna. That's why it is the highest perfection of religion. You can see that. So, Narada boy did not go to school. He did not get Vedic study so much. He did not have understood, he did not do his religious ceremonies and all that. But because he associated with an acharya, all the Bhakti Vedantists, that's how he got promoted to the highest perfection of religion, you can see. The same way in our life also, we have Srila Prabhupada, we have great acharyas down the line, right? Starting from Lord Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Sukadeva Goswami, and down the line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shadi Goswamis, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti, Baldev Bhushan. So many acharyas are there, and then we have Srila Prabhupada, and down the line also, we have his glorious disciples. So we are in a perfect situation of having association with such great acharyas. So if we simply associate with them and serve them, then we also are attaining the highest perfection of religion, right? Even though we may not do very ritualistically so many things, and we may not be very scholar in Sanskrit and many things. You can see many Prabhupada disciples, they hardly may be able to quote Sanskrit properly, but they have awakened the love for Krishna. So they are much above the some Vedic Smartas, some Brahmanas who may be well versed in scriptures and maybe very perfectly reciting the mantras, proper meter and all. Go ahead, next who will read? Prashant, would you like to read? Prashant, bro?
I guess I'm driving right now.
Oh,
I won't be able to read.
okay,
Read.
no problem. So Virat, you can read. Okay, Jagbir, you can read.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking with the mute on. The process of devotional service is a very happy one. Susukham. Why?
Go ahead.
Devotional service consists of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. So one can simply hear the chanting of the glories of the Lord, or can attend philosophical lectures on transcendental knowledge given by authorized acharyas. Simply by sitting, one can learn. Then one can eat the remnants of the food offered to God, nice palatable dishes. In every state, devotional service is joyful. One can execute devotional service even in the most poverty stricken condition. The Lord says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. He is ready to accept from the devotee any kind of offering, no matter what kind. Even a leaf, a flower, a bit of fruit, or a little water, which are all available in every part of the world, can be offered by any person, regardless of social position, and will be accepted if offered with love. There are many instances in history. Simply by tasting the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, great sages like Sanat Kumara became great devotees. Therefore, the therefore the devotional process is very nice and it can be executed in a happy mood. God accepts only the love with which things are offered to Him.
So you can see how nice it is, no? It is Susukham Kartum Abhyayam. So it is very joyfully performed. And it's very easy also, no? Very easy, Susukham. Easy also, and joyfully can joyfully also perform, right? So I was saying that one can simply hear the chanting of the glories of the Lord. That is very pleasing, very pleasant. How many of you felt happy, when you heard nice katha, one nice class, sometimes, some points, no? I mean, it gives you so much of joy. It brings some kind of happiness. It brings, because it's enlightening and it's enlivening both. How many of you experienced that? It's enlightening and enlivening. Some sessions, you felt that kind of thing. Only Chaitanya Prabhu is raising it. Virat also. Okay. Yeah, so you find that, no? That's why it is very, but we don't find that kind of experience, no? When we have some kind of business meetings and all that. Our mind may be excited out of greed. Oh, I'll get money more now. There's some kind of mental titillation like that. But experience of hearing, class is something very different, way different actually, way beyond all this superficial titillation of the mind, which one gets, one gets the kick in the mind, because of the lust and greed and anger. Some kick he gets, like say you see some kind of Hollywood movies, then he may get some kind of kick, in his lust, in his greed, seeing some kind of hero, lavishly living. You may also develop some greed or some business meetings. So these things are actually, some kind of titillation, but it doesn't give you any kind of enlivenment much, on at a deeper level. But actually, devotional service, deeply satisfies the self, If you are sincerely trying to read and hear with the intention to awaken your love for Krishna, you can see in due course of time, or even immediately, not due course of time. Immediately you find you feel enlightened, you feel happy, your heart opens up, and you want to, you want to more enthusiastically perform your devotional services like that. So why we increase our rounds? Why we are ready to give up certain gratification? Why? Because we are getting something higher. Otherwise, nobody will be ready to do that. Think about it. You're ready to take forward steps in Krishna consciousness. The reason is you are getting something there. So you are feeling happy. One can simply hear the chanting of the glories of the Lord, or can attend his philosophical lectures on transcendental knowledge given by authorized acharya. Simply by sitting, one can learn. Then one can eat that, and then after hearing nicely, your heart is so enlightened and enlivened, you're purified, and you are developing your love for Krishna. And then after that, you eat prasadam, and prasadam is so nice, It is so wonderful. How many of you like prasadam? Prasadam is so wonderful. So it is, you can eat. There's something special about prasadam, right? Sometimes it's a very simple prasad also, but it is very fulfilling actually. So because it is tasted with Lord. So every state devotional service is joyful actually, like that. Yes, we may have struggles with our conditionings, mind and senses, but at the same time we also feel bliss also. Both thing goes on. How many of you feel that there is a struggle, but there is bliss also which you get by performing devotional service? Like chanting may be struggle some, at the same time it is blissful also. So why it is struggle some? Because still our mind is conditioned. No? But why blissful? Because there is a nature of devotional service. There's a nature of holiness. It's a nature of there's a potency and nature of bhakti that it will give you bliss, produces bliss. That's how it is. So you feel both. You feel miserable because our conditioned mind and senses isn't ready, it's not ready. But whatever you do, you get bliss also. Whatever you will do, you feel blissful also about it. So it's how it is. It is wonderful. Simply by sitting, one can learn that one can eat the remnants of the food offered to God. That's good. In every state, devotion service is joyful. One can execute devotion service even in the most poverty-stricken condition also. The Lord says, Pattanam Pushpam Phalam Swayam. He is ready to accept from the devotee any kind of offering, never mind what. Even a leaf, a flower, a bit of fruit, a little water, which are available in every part of the world, can be offered with love. There are many instances in history. Simply by tasting the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, great sages like Sanat Kumar became great devotees. So we don't need any external arrangements or facilities, amenities. We don't need all that for performing devotional service. It's very simple. Any person can perform. Yeah, like Chaitanya Prabhu can perform. Virat Prabhu can perform. He's a dentist. Chaitanya Prabhu, he's a corporate man. Jagdir Prabhu, he's a businessman. Raghava Das, he's a fakir. But everybody can. Fakir means he does have nothing. He's beggar. But all of us can perform devotional service. Correct? No. It's not that I need some $10 billion, then only Raghava Das can perform devotion. No. And it's not like Chaitanya Prabhu has to, first only he gets promotion, once he has his own startup, then only he can practice. While being a corporate employee also he can practice. And when he gets a startup, he become a big man. I mean, you're a big man, can be much, much bigger man. Then also he can practice. So there is no external situation which matters in devotional service, right? You can lose your job, you can have job, you have good salary, you have no much salary, you're struggling with your finance, you're well-to-do. In all situations of life, you can actually practice Krishna consciousness. This is a simple process. Therefore, the devotional service is very nice and it can be executed in a very happy mood. We should know that. Otherwise, sometimes we are practicing, but our mood is very. So now somebody will ask this question. Sometimes you find devotees may not be very happy mood. So why like that? They're performing devotional service. They're happy. They're happy. Their happiness may not be always, that every section of their whole day they have to be, showing. Like that. They may not, but they're happy overall. I'll give you an example. Like suppose you are going to home. Let's say back in India. Some of you are born here, so we should not relevant to you. But let's say back in India, you have big family and you just come here with student loan and hardly any food. Struggle here, right? Food and everything. So, and then now, you are returning home for a month, right? You're going. So when you're going, so you're happy or not? How many feel that you'll be happy? And any person, usually, it may not be exactly your situation, but just imagine you are in that situation. You are away from home and struggle and all that. But now your very loving family is there. And now you, are returning for some time, for a while. How many of you will be happy going back to home? How many of you? No. Everybody here. Okay, only Virat Prabhu sing. Nobody else?
I was born in India, but I get taken every year or so. But there, I'm so used to the comforts here.
No.
I'm not always.
No. I'm saying, imagine you are already born in India. You have come here. Then you're going back home like that. Or think about, you are in India and you're having no comfort, but you come back to home. You can see in another way then. So you can see that we are happy, right? But when you get into an airport and then airport is a big rush, by seeing a big rush, you may be upset. Big line. Then somebody says, hey, you're going home, you're not happy? You cannot catch him like that, Baba. He's happy only. He's entirely content, right? But now he's upset about the big line. He gets tensed about it, correct? Then he goes in the flight. In the flight, there is, he's a strict vegetarian. He doesn't eat, drink, anything. And there are some smell of coming, meat smell is coming and some wine smell is coming. And he's feeling miserable, correct? And he's upset. And he's little arguing also. Why you are... So now they say, you're happy, you're not happy, you're going to home? No, he's happy only, but all these things also, you understand, no? So same way, a devotee also is internally content because he knows he's going back to God, because he's practicing Krishna consciousness. So his content is much deeper. But sometimes superficially or whatever, he may be also struggling with his mind and senses. It's understandable. It's not that he has to be always, you expect him to be always like, laughing Buddha. He will not be like that. He may be sometimes grave also. When Prabhupada's passport, devotees saw the photo, Prabhupada was very grave. And he asked Prabhupada, why you are looking so grave and are you like morose or something? Prabhupada said, that is the time of my greatest ecstasy. So it's not like externally he used to always be laughing Buddha. No, devotee may be grave, but internally he's content. Because he's on the right track, on the right path. And another way of to look at it is that in our life, if you're too much getting moody and we're not happy, while practicing Krishna, that means something we're not properly applying also. That is another way, personal way I'm saying. You can take it that way also. In general, devotion, bhakti is very bliss producing. So maybe because we are too much, giving ourselves to the mind, we are becoming too much mental. We are too much associating with mind. Or maybe we are mixing something, which is not appropriate. Maybe we are taking wrong association or whatever. So there is something which, has to be improved also, right? That's why you are not very blissfully situated then. Otherwise, if you are practicing sincerely and nicely, you will be blissful, within. And you may be without also. I mean, outside also it may be seen, but at least within you are very, very blissful. Correct? You'll see that. But if you're miserable, you're feeling some kind of, trouble and too much of whatever, frustrated, this and that, that means you're doing something not very properly also. So you can check also, because the nature of performing proper devotional services, it brings happiness, bliss, actually. So let's pause here. Let us see any reflection anybody has. Okay.
I think mainly,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's not about the value of what you're offering, whether it's, I don't know, donating $1 million, but even a leaf offered with great love is a value to Krishna.
Yes, and somebody has $1 million, he can offer a leaf and he can offer $1 million also.
Yeah. But the love is the important.
Yeah, because in love, then will not be confused. No, we'll want to give more and more.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct. Because basically one has to give his best also.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, Krishna is not looking for your money actually. Krishna is looking for your sincere attempt to serve him, love him. That's what Krishna is looking for. Yes, Prashant Prabhu, you have any point to share?
Prabhuji, one point that one should be in the association with devotees in order to take his spiritual journey forward.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Both of you are there or you are alone there?
So I'm with my mother. So today I'm taking her to New York.
Oh, acha. You're traveling, huh? For what?
Yes, Prabhuji. So we need to, if there's a cousin in New York, we need to meet him and hand it over some stuff.
Okay. Good, no problem. Okay, so fine. I think others have left, so we'll pause here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.